All right, so we're ready to go. Look at the logo. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, I tried to do the stream with the through YouTube, but it wouldn't let me. And that's the sad part because when I tried to do that, it just didn't let me. It was like, nah. I'm gonna check the other one. That'd be funny if this was still streaming. That'd be funny actually. Never mind. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I am now alive because reasons. I WrestleMania 40 ending is stupid. I'll talk about that later. Right now, I just want to make sure everything's in situated because sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. But as I do the stream, it's only because I want to, and that's it. I want to do more premieres and stuff, but that's that's just gonna be more for projects and stuff. This is more of a let's just throw this out of the way because I was trying to actually like stream, like I said, on my phone, and when I would try to do the YouTube stuff, it just wouldn't go through. It just does that. Good news is that I'm able to still stream on StreamYards, so I can at least get that through. So my whole gripe is just that if I can at least get the stream through YouTube to working, it's good. So for right now, I'm gonna have to use StreamYard still. So yeah. Either way, WrestleMania 40, the greatest WrestleMania of all time. They say because they just do, and I don't know how to put it. And I'm just talking about the ending in general because like the ending of the match wasn't necessarily Cody winning the match, though he did win it. That's not the standout part actually. So the one the one thing I noticed about the main event was Cody and Roman was not the main thing. That was not the biggest part about it. The biggest part about it wasn't Cody winning the title. The biggest part was John Cena and Undertaker showing up. That was the selling points of the match. Undertaker and John Cena and The Rock showing up. So basically, John Cena first shows up and attacks Roman for Cody, I guess. And then The Rock attacks John Cena and Roman. And then The Undertaker comes out and it's The Rock for Cody. So that's how it went down. So via things, the whole match is one. It's too long. I don't know why. I don't know why like professional wrestling has to have these like 40-minute long-winded matches. You can do a lot in just 10 minutes. I don't know why every single main event match wants, or at least any match has to be so long. I don't get it. You can do a lot in just 10 minutes. You drag a match out, you kind of like forcing the guys to like okay, when do we do this spot? How to keep the people engaged in the match. So it just makes things that much more dumb. Oh, why would you need to at WrestleMania? I don't know. Because one, and different, like and off the Usos. This John Cena and Undertaker helping Cody. One thing to note outside of Why did forgive me for my dumb internet connection? I'm gonna have to talk as I fix everything. So either way, there we go. It's a web. Fix everything. So either way, there we go. There we go. So I'm testing that. Yep. So anyway, I'm gonna be doing things as I freaking get this going. So Undertaker, John Cena show up. What's their fucking purpose to being there? What's these issue? Because now this the big part of the like kickoff show or the fallout of WrestleMania is not Cody Rhodes winning anymore. Now, why Undertaker and John Cena is there? Now, there's like three big main guys that you put out there, three cons you put out there to try to get Cody over, right? Try to get Cody over. It is no longer about that anymore. It's not about that now. What it's about now is thing. I'm trying to do things all at once just to keep it working and shit. And I'm pretty sure people just missed some of the majority of what I said. I, like I was saying before, I can actually do this. Split screen. There we go. Either way, as I was saying before, the FDA. As I was saying before, like now the selling point of like so many 40 is Undertaker, John Cena, and The Rock. Because it's no longer about Cody winning the title anymore. Now, like you have now the curiosity in what's happening next is The Rock, John Cena, and Undertaker. What happens next? Why were they involved? We know why The Rock was involved. Why was John and The Rock involved? Why did they care for Cody winning the match? What purpose did they serve to be there? Like, what is their relationship with Cody? Like, what's the standings of it? What made them go, yeah, I'll help these people out for some reason? Yeah, I'm gonna type. Yeah, I'm gonna type this out for a second. Mhm. There you go. Now let's see if it works. No, I'm fixing my internet connection. There we go. I think my connection is working. Yeah, yep, it's working. Really working. Anyway, at least I got that out of the way. At least I got the things that will be fixed again because one, it's been doing this thing where I don't want to connect, but it's like you will connect. So I connected. Things turns out I was connected, but to the wrong IP. I don't know how that would even work, but that was the situation. So Wrestlemania sucked and shit. I might actually like go back to the streaming on YouTube since I just got the internet working. But that's neither here nor there. That depends. I might do a simulation of like Undertaker, The Rock, and John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Like that's really just now that's the selling. Like why were those three there? Like if they don't capitalize on that, it's gonna be stupid. Like now, like there has to be questions answered, and the Bloodline story doesn't really have a reason to end yet. Now, because like, okay, the Undertaker and John Cena got involved. What is their issues with the Bloodline? I mean, John Cena's fought with Roman before, but knows back in SummerSlam 2021. Why would John Cena care about WrestleMania? I don't know. Why was it stupid? The ending? Oh, you missed the explanation. Uh, Ryan the heel. You missed the explanation. The WrestleMania 40 ending was stupid for pretty much one reason. Forget about the match. Forget about how the match went. Well, actually, how the match went was John Cena got involved, attacked Roman for Cody, and then The Rock attacked Cody, attacked John Cena for Roman. Oh, you just came in? Yeah. Then, yeah, The Rock attacks John Cena for Roman, and then The Undertaker comes out and attacks The Rock for Cody. Like, so I would like to know a question like, why did John Cena and The Undertaker attack the Bloodline for Cody? Like, what is the purpose? Why were they there? What is their stance on the whole thing? Like that is now like the new questions to ask for Monday Night Raw. Plus, it overshadowed the Roman versus Cody match in general because now it's not about Cody winning the title. Now it's going to be people are more concerned about those three, like The Rock, Undertaker, and John Cena. The fallout of WrestleMania is going to be looked forward to. So then why would John Cena come out to help Cody beat Roman though? Solo has had nothing really to do with the match outside of he just interferes at times. Like if he wanted to get his like retribution, he wouldn't attack Roman. He would attack Solo. So I'm just saying on that note, it overshadowed the match in general. It overshadowed Cody versus Roman. Now the fallout to look forward to is why they were there. Solo beat Cena at Crown Jewel. I'm aware of that. But Roman wasn't the one that was beating up John Cena at Crown Jewel. That was Solo. At all accounts, John Cena has no reason to attack Roman Reigns. He has all the reasons to attack Solo. You're not gonna freaking if somebody like shoots your mother, you're not gonna go to the next door neighbor because he may be associated with them and punch them in the face. It's just not how that works. You're probably gonna go after the person that shot your mother. You're not gonna go after the person that probably has some that just was associated with that person. It's just stupid. You're gonna attack the person that attacked you, not some other dude because that is association. Not how that works. Mm. It was a stupid ending. Plus, honestly, it was kind of cringe fest with all the hugging and coming up with Triple H. Did you hear the crowd kind of dead for the whole majority of the ending. Like everybody was out. Some of them were just didn't care. Just it didn't look care. Randy Orton seemed genuinely happy for him. But as for like Undertaker, John Cena, it's just like I mean, I didn't even want to be there. I saw his face like, why am I here? I don't like this. I don't like when they did that. Like, okay, WrestleMania is supposed to be like the closing show, one of the best, like the closing ending show where guy wins and raises the title without anybody freaking raising him up. Like it just felt like a NXT show. Like okay, I can. It's like when WrestleMania happens, it's supposed to be the moment for the person. Like so, he's there alone in the ring. That's the specialty of WrestleMania. Like why was everybody else just coming to the ring? We don't need people applauding the guy. It just seemed like an over attempt to get Cody over. If he was already over before, why would you go to that length? It's a dumb it's a stupid thing to do. Listen, if people like the ending, I can't say you're bad for liking it. All I'm saying it's a stupid ending because it's actually overshadowing the match itself. It's overshadowing the Cody winning it. Undertaker and John Cena and The Rock overshadowed that. When John Cena and The Rock faced off in the ring, that had more of a reaction than Roman versus Cody. That was more of a reaction. That's more of an issue than people realize. Yep, yep. I know. People don't like what I'm saying. I know it's WrestleMania 40 was good for a lot of people. As in, the to each their own. I'm not trying to take away anything from anybody. I'm not trying to be like, don't like the show at all. But honestly, like WrestleMania 4, the ending was actually just a not unnecessary ending. They didn't need to do that. And and if they want, why they would do that, in my opinion, is that the fact that it's going. They went back to the well with Cody because they did it first at WrestleMania 39, and they tried to do the same thing at WrestleMania 40, and they knew they weren't going to get the exact same results, so they just threw a bunch of icons out there, and maybe the match gets over. I have nothing against Roman or Cody. It's just they try to do the same kind of sort of story, but with your different characters. So it was basically The Rock kind of like carried the story. Roman didn't. Roman and Cody didn't even have much segments together. Like back in WrestleMania 39, they were like having a talk with each other, segments back and forth. They were going back and forth. WrestleMania 40, they didn't even have that. What it was The Rock shitting on Cody and Seth, and then Cody crying about how he should win the title. That's really what it was. It's probably even worse. It was a dumb build, and it didn't work. So I don't know why they just wouldn't have like if they trusted the match and stuff and it was as over as it was supposed to be. Why not just have Roman versus Cody? Why do all that? Why not just do one on one? Let's just stop with the interference in general. Let it be just a one on one and see how it goes. Mm, that's my take on everything. That's my take on everything. 21 minutes. Yeah. WrestleMania 40. Ah, was it a great WrestleMania? I wonder what you guys think about it. Like, tell me, what do you think about WrestleMania 40? If there's anybody there at all, because hey, I'm curious. Some people liked it, some people disliked it. I think more people liked it. But either way, still a big Sheena crown jewel. Guess that's a reason to attack Roman Reigns. Taker had no reason to be there because but he was there because we need a sell and stuff. Surprise, surprise. Mm-hmm. It with a stupid ending. Now to be look now what to look forward to, like I said before, why those three were there. That's something on the Fallout show. There's less of importance of the championship win, and the more important thing is John Cena, Undertaker, and The Rock. That was the important parts of the match. That was like, oh look, they're there. So it just feels like they just threw a bunch of random stuff together with that match, and expected like the best results of all time. Remember when Vince would be criticized for relying on past legends and booked them on a show, and people would be mad that they're being booked, and they to use them to get Roman Reigns over because of the pushing of Roman Reigns. Remember that one? So, what do you call WrestleMania 40, the ending, with John Cena and Undertaker coming out, and to help Cody Rhodes win the championship? I think there's a bit of a issue with that one. I think there's people gotta call out Triple H for that one. Booking icons and matches they really have nothing to do with, just to get over another person because can't get himself over or something. Isn't that an issue? Yeah, I say it's an issue. Yeah, but hopefully, I could do more streams from here. Huh? I said what I wanted to say, and this going on. I'm gonna see if I can go any longer with that one. I'm not gonna. There's not much else to talk about for WrestleMania 40 random match. I mean, if anybody wants to throw in their 2 cents, cool. I'm just kind of waiting on at this point because I want to see what else is gonna happen. I'm gonna see. I want to see what happens with the Fallout show of WrestleMania after WrestleMania. Like what happens? What's gonna happen? What's gonna be said? Who's gonna say what? Why people were there in the first place? Why is John Cena there? What was his purpose? So cool, beat me up. So you attack Roman for that? Why was Undertaker there? Like, why was Undertaker there? We know The Rock was there. So I'd expect, like, okay, because now the story can't really end. And if you're going to do something with it at all, now our story is still with the bloodline, but now with old figures, who probably should explain why things happened the way they did. With okay, the Undertaker, John Cena, The Rock, and Roman can't really be gone yet because he was just robbed of his championship, right? So he has a reason to be angry. Logically, The Rock has a reason to be angry. Cody Rhodes is basically like being coddled by these legends now. So what happens now? What are you gonna do this time? What is gonna happen now? And that's the interesting part. And I don't think they're even gonna capitalize on that because one, like, okay, whatever, let's just forget about it. And Paul Levesque for some reason does that. Like he'll book a random moment of on a show, and it doesn't really lead to anything. Sometimes it's just like, okay, we'll have Cody in, like for instance, they'll have like somebody interfere in a match, and that's it, and never explain what the whole ordeal was with that. Never have a follow up. It's just not. It's just forgotten about. What's up, Dave Rose? Anyway, the whole thing. My thing was is that if you're gonna book things like that, you're gonna book something that dumb. What's the follow up? Okay, because now that's the interesting part. John Cena was there. Undertaker was there. What's the reason? You can't just you can't just forget about it and be like, okay, what's the deal? Because now that's the interesting part. And I don't expect him to capitalize on that because all of it has the habit of just forgetting about these things. You'll have an interference in one situation, you'll have a random thing, an event happen here, and never follow up on it. It's always something happens, but forget about it. And then there's an injury we have, but let's forget about that too. Never expanded on. So maybe he expands on that next on Monday today. Maybe John Cena the Undertaker comes out and be like, we're gonna dethrone the bloodline because we're sick and tired of these freaking corporate machines. Even though we're corporate machines too, or something. I don't know. I mean, they're basically, it's weird. Like, how are they gonna like justify it too? It's just like Cody Rhodes deserves it. Like Cody Rhodes comes from a corporate machine, like AEW. Like it's all the same. Seth Rollins also Triple H corporate thing, NXT thing. Like he isn't a corporate made person in WWE right now would be AJ Styles and maybe Bobby Lashley. And that's just about it. Randy Orton's a corporate made person, though he's over. He's cool. Like, the guys that were involved, actually Jay Uso and Jimmy got over because of Roman Reigns, not necessarily because of WWE, because of Roman Reigns. I don't know. So I got that point across. I'm just gonna. I guess I could just invite a person if they want to talk about this. I just don't like the ending of WrestleMania 40. It was a dumb ending. Like a lot of people were actually telling me, yeah, well, actually, yeah, they were telling me that they didn't want to watch that stuff anymore because one, it was just a dumb ending. They did a lot just to get over a singular person, Cody Rhodes, and that's something to also talk about. Like it's weird because like WWE loves to like overpush some people. They did that with like Hulk Hogan, and then they did it with Johnson, and then Roman, and then they're doing it with Cody. They love doing this. Look at this guy. We're gonna shove this guy down your throats. And I felt like that was what we got at WrestleMania 40. That was like the most upshoving. This is the baby face biggest win superhero win we've ever gotten, and it just like force fed you that so much that it kind of felt nauseating. Roman Reigns and John Cena never got that kind of fucking push. They just never did. They never did. They went the extra mile for Cody to a point where they had two legends that have nothing to do with him, nothing to do with his story. They had never had a run in. They never had a match together. They never fought with each other at the time. But they're interfering in Roman's match to help Cody win. For that is if Vince would be shunned if he did something like that. Paul Levesque just did the same thing on a greater scale. He just like threw random people out there for the sake of throwing them out there because it's basically the same match we were getting at WrestleMania 40, the WrestleMania 39. Remember that one? Yeah. The only like good matches, like okay, if we can remember all this stuff, like if WrestleMania was actually this good, Remember WrestleMania had like 28 and stuff, where The Rock and John Cena were having a match, right? That was the biggest match to ever supposedly happen. Next to The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. There's probably even more than I'm missing. There's Vince McMahon versus Shane McMahon, right? There's also Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. That happened twice. There's WrestleMania 17, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. There's Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold. Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold. Like, there's a lot of matches that were back then that were like back then very big for reasons, and some of them happened more than once. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker happened twice at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 25, they had a fine little match, and then WrestleMania 26, Shawn had much higher stakes to it, so it had a much more memorable idea of a icon ending. Undertaker and Triple H fought at WrestleMania 27, one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. Funniest thing is, that's not even the first time they fought at WrestleMania. And then they fight at WrestleMania 28. So like, Undertaker and Triple H fought at WrestleMania like 3 different times. But John Cena and The Rock is one of those two matches that were back to back. And WrestleMania 29 ended up to being one of the also worst WrestleManias. Because one of those reasons was John Cena and The Rock, they tried to repackage the match and try to do the same thing and expected a different result. WrestleMania 28 will be remembered because of The Rock and John Cena. So will WrestleMania 29. But it'll also be remembered as one of the unnecessary matches that never needed to happen. You never needed John Cena versus The Rock #2. Yeah, it just never needed to happen. For WrestleMania 40, though, they did the same thing. But it was an unnecessary match. They didn't need to do a Cody versus Roman again. We already had it before WrestleMania 39. It just never. That's just how it is. Yeah, 34 minutes. Yay! Ah, what a dumb show. What a dumb show. One of the dumbest shows I have ever seen. It was a painful one to see. I can't wait for WrestleMania Backlash though. Yeah. But in my head though, like if I'm trying to make sense of this, how I'm gonna do this, like I said before, the Bloodline story can't really be ending. And in that case, like, okay, so what's the resolution? What's the payoff? It's not necessarily Cody winning anymore. Because now there's more interference of people that had nothing to do with the match in the first place, had nothing to do with Cody's story in the first place. Now, did Cody hire these people to help him out? Like, what was the necessity? Well, what purpose did they serve to be there? That's now the payoff. Now, the payoff is what they're hoping for, and if it's just they wanted to see Cody win, eh, well, congratulations. Now the Bloodline has a reason to attack two legends again. So, like, is the Bloodline just going to forget about the fact that Johnson and The Undertaker interfered in the match? Is The Rock just going to forget about that and just be like, yeah, fuck it. It's whatever. Like, what happens now? Because what I'm thinking is, the only conclusion is it leads to another match, and you can't have another match with old people. That Vince tried that, and it kind of showed how that went down. So now you're kind of like in this butt corner, and it's not really going to make sense to not It's never going to make sense until you actually attempt to like put the pieces together why it made sense in the first place. Other than that, you might as well have not done it. It is just not something you should have done. It's one of, but I'm hoping for like um maybe the show gets turns out to be much better than usual, and now they actually make something of the story in the first place, and perhaps it becomes something better. Maybe one of the three becomes general managers or something. It becomes like challenging and stuff. Maybe that happens. We don't know. Is Undertaker gonna be a general manager of Raw or SmackDown or John Cena or The Rock? Well, what happens this time? Now, Jack, sit back. Can you explain in a few words just got here? Well, okay, I guess I'm saying the same thing, which is okay. Well, WrestleMania ending stupid. One, match too long. Two, The Rock and John Cena had a stare down, overshadowed Roman versus Cody. Two, another thing is John Cena had nothing to do with the match between Roman and Cody. John Cena attacks Roman. The Rock attacks John Cena to help Roman. Then Undertaker comes out for whatever reason and chokeslams The Rock, and Cody wins. But the problem isn't Cody. The problem isn't Cody winning. It's the problem is that three other people overshadowed the match of two people having. It overshadowed the main event. The selling point was the shocking returns of John Cena and Undertaker. That's the stupid part. The other stupid part is the ending match where they have people come out and congratulate Cody to a point where it feels like they're just shoving him down the throat. Another stupid reason is that they relied on icons to try to get Cody Rhodes over. Meanwhile, if he's supposed to be over in the first place, why would you need to rely on John Cena and The Undertaker? Somebody told me Solo Sikoa attacked, beat up John Cena at Crown Jewel. What does Roman Reigns have to do with that? Just because he's associated with Solo does not mean he's responsible for what Solo did to him. That's another stupid reason. Undertaker had no dealings with the bloodline at all. Never had a interaction with Roman ever since that bloodline story happened. He's never ever had any issues with Roman and since WrestleMania 33. So that's what happened. I guess they just wanted to make the main event look like a Marvel Endgame. If you're going to do something like that, because you already had your players in the first place, you had Jey Uso, you had Seth Rollins, which, by the way, he had no reason to be there, and you had Cody Rhodes. Sami Zayn also fought with Cody and also had dealing with the bloodline, so it would make more sense for him to be there. Oh, even you could take Seth Rollins out there and put Randy Orton there because he said he wanted to get vengeance on the bloodline up until Triple H dropped that story. Like, yeah, whatever. I'll just have him fight Logan Paul along with Kevin Owens. So you could have done all of that at the same time and still haven't made sense. You know what I'm saying? John Cena and Undertaker probably were there to help the match get over. Try to make that match feel larger than life. In which case, you could say it worked, but I say it backfires because now the fallout for WrestleMania, the more interesting parts and the important parts is John Cena, the Undertaker, and The Rock. Not Cody Rhodes winning the title, and not if Roman Reigns wants the title. In fact, now is okay. Why are these two legends there? What's their purpose? What's the idea? Yep. Okay, so and if they have to capitalize on that if they want to make sense of that because now if it the thing is does it lead to a wrestling match? You can't have a wrestling match with old people. Vince tried that with remember Undertaker and Goldberg? That didn't work out too well. You can't do that. So what do? What happens then? What happens now? Like what happens with the bloodline? What happens with Roman versus Cody? Like what happens to the bloodline? What's the next? What's next story? The story is it's technically gonna has to continue because now two new players are in it, and they had nothing to do with that whole build. It's a different. It's a playing field that now you have to make sense of, and the only way to make sense of it is that it's a new chapter, and they want something from Roman. No, but I really interested in what they're going to do next. It would be interesting if they do something. It would be interesting of what Johnson and Undertaker's like reasons for doing what they did next. And it can't be Solo attack beat up John Cena. It's like Roman Reigns had nothing to do with Solo beating him up. Like it's just not how that works. You're not gonna attack the guy who's just associated with the person that beat you up. You're gonna attack the person that beat you up. This just doesn't work that way. And another one is that why was Undertaker there? What was Undertaker's purpose? What was he trying to do? Yeah, that's that. I can't really tell anybody else what the whole issue is. Is if it happens, it's gonna happen. Yeah. So when is next? Like, if you enjoy the ending, that's just pertaining to you. I'm not trying to say dislike it. I'm saying the ending is stupid logically, observationally. Like the ending, the ending sells as a marketing thing. Okay, how do we sell this? Oh shit, John Cena was there. Oh shit, Undertaker was there. Oh shit, The Rock was there. Makes more sense for The Rock being there. So now, what's so now? How do they get the Cody over? Even if he is over at all, I don't think they needed to be there. I think I think they were there to try to get Cody Rhodes in the match over. Cody was there already over in the first place, they wouldn't have needed to do that. In fact, they wouldn't have thought about doing it in the first place. They wouldn't even put John Cena there. Or if John Cena was going to be there at all, he probably would attack Solo Sikoa. Okay, that's the guy who beat him up and got him out of took him out of action. We'll have him attack that guy, that fat little dude. Hmm, that's how I'm thinking of it. I don't know what your guys is thinking of it is. So maybe your thinking is WrestleMania 40 after the ending. Maybe the Undertaker, John Cena, and The Rock are battling for a general manager. Nick Aldis and Adam Pierce are fine. It's just that maybe you got more name value behind general manager, and I think that could work. I think it could work as general managers because one, okay, Undertaker's a legend, Johnson is a legend, The Rock is a legend. They're kind of out of well, they're not out of well, The Rock isn't out of shape, but they're getting old. We can have them vie for general manager. We can have people kind of vouch for these kind of things with general manager. Maybe we can do that. You could make that work in that case. One for NXT, one for Raw, one for SmackDown, or something. I don't know. You could do almost anything. You could also like maybe have a, I guess, Survivor Series match with about that whole thing of who becomes general manager, The Rock or Undertaker Johnson. You could still utilize the people in their strengths and weaknesses. Johnson and Undertaker can work as a general manager. They had Stone Cold Steve Austin as a general manager once before, and that could work. Adam Pierce and Nick Aldis are fine. I'm not saying I dislike those guys. It's just we could use more. We could use name values behind them. Those names, those titles. I think it would work. I don't think you could have a match with them. Other than that, if you don't, it doesn't lead to a match at all. Then the whole thing is pointless. because now the main selling things is those two or those three. You can you can only do so much. You can only like have so much of everything, and maybe it works out in the end. I don't think Paul Levesque is going to capitalize on it. I don't think he's thinking about that. I think he's just probably just going to forget about it and they'll like have Cody Rhodes cut a like promo or something and talk about how this is the most special moment. And you thank you all people cut the cringeworthy babyface bullshit John Cena promo. It's probably going to be something like that, and maybe somebody else challenges him in Gunther or something like. Who likes Gunther? I don't like Gunther. I don't. I'm not saying I dislike him as a pro wrestler, but I don't like his moveset. It's chop, chop, power bomb, Boston crab. Yeah, that's not. That's boring. Do more than that. I don't expect much on his promo ability, but you can do. But what I want to see is like him got act like an elitist entitled asshole. Like yeah, I don't. The Rock took the final boss gimmick and actually made it sound like a final boss. Gunther was calling himself a final boss. That's just simple. If you're gonna like do Gunther versus Cody, I don't think that's gonna work necessarily, especially when he lost to Sami Zayn. What is next you gonna do? I could do a premiere though about WrestleMania 40 review and what I totally think about it. But right now, I just want to talk about like WrestleMania 40 ending because WrestleMania 40 would require review would require a further total breakdown of what I think was happening and why I think it was good or bad. Okay, because it requires all that attention. I think that would be a good video to make and a good premiere to put together if I ever decide to in the first place. Other than that, I don't want to do. This is not a WrestleMania review, but this is a WrestleMania 40 ending stupid talk. So that's what I'll talk about. I don't think they're going to capitalize on the ending. I don't think there's going to be a follow up. I don't think there's going to be a okay. Let's expand what was happening with this. Because if this is happening, there has to be a reason why it's happening. And the excuses for people to make is not good enough. I don't want to hear explanations from fans. Well, that's not a good explanation. Too, even if they follow up saying that, that's not a good explanation. You don't attack the person that just that is associated with that individual. You attack the person that attacked you. You get your retribution on the person that hurt you. You would think that would be the case, but I don't know why people are saying that. As for the Undertaker, he has absolutely no reason to be there. You can't even make a good excuse for that. You can't even make a bad excuse for that one. It's just there's no actual real reason behind it. So the only good way to do this, in my opinion, and the best way to do this is if they talk about how they're just sick and tired of the bloodline and talking about how they run the show and they're just gonna they wanted to stop them. I think that's the only way to do it. That's pretty much the only way to do it. Because that's the only interesting part. What else are you gonna do? That, what else are you really gonna do to make it make sense? Because you can't make sense of it. You really just can't. So the stuff I said. I want to know people's ratings on the WrestleMania though. I want what is at least the match itself in general. Like what would be people's ratings on the match? Like, do you think it's a good match? Do you think it's a bad match? Do you think it should have been shortened or was it longer? Do you think it had good pacing? Like, was it at least an entertaining match, including without the Rock and John Cena and Undertaker? I'm only asking because I want to know, like, is there people that genuinely enjoyed the match? Suck balls says AKIS 13. Probably did suck balls. Like, I've watched clips of it, and I've seen how the match played out with the Rock, Undertaker, and Co and John Cena. I've seen the endings and stuff, and I see how it went. WrestleMania first night had a better ending than that because you at least had like Cody Rhodes put the Rock through a table, right? You at least had something like that. AF, AKIS 13. Why, do you have a YouTube channel? AKIS. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, man. Yeah, yeah. Well, what's your YouTube channel? Is it just AKIS? Well, if you want, I can. I guess I can shout you out, but I'm not sure when I'm shouting out. So you're gonna have to give me some details, man. So just tell me what your channel is. Oh, okay. I think you're saying that's your is yeah. AKLF13. Shout out to that channel. Go check it out. It's a good channel to see. AKLF13. Check him out. He's a good YouTuber, I would say, because he has. I just assume that he's fun to listen to, just still the same, just like everybody else. So give it a watch. I'll give it a watch because he's helping me out. He's in my chat, so we'll see. Anyway, I've son. I'm still wondering what other people think about the show. So I know somebody thinks the show sucks balls. I know that for sure, and I'll probably do a premiere on WrestleMania 40 in general and what I think of the show as a whole. I'll give it a breakdown. I'll give it a ratings, and I'll give it a proper rating. What I think of it as a whole, everything leading up to it. But that right now, I really don't think I want to because what I've seen from the show and just the pairings of the matches was tag teams and rematches. That's really what I saw was a bunch of tag team matches and rematches. I think there's something wrong with that. Some people say I like the show. Teach their own. I think it's a problem if we're seeing a bunch of rematches and tag team matches. I've made this point on Cody Rhodes, the Bad Booking of Cody Rhodes show. Give that a little listen if you want. Because when I say this is that the point of WrestleMania is something you haven't seen before. Something you like to see, a marquee match, dream match, something that you would love to see, right? So, for instance, The Rock versus Roman. I never, I even pointed out it doesn't need the title. I don't think it needed the title. It never needed the title. But that match of itself, if you put it to one on one together, a generation versus generation match, that is enough to sell. I do not think Cody versus Roman sells as much people think it does. So that's my take on it. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. He's cooking some bacon over there, and some Samoan sirloin steak, if that exists. Wait, what do Samoans eat, by the way? What do they eat? Whatever. He likes some burgers and fries, though, at Five Guys. Do you think The Rock is on roids again? You think The Rock is on roids? Because he's just pretty fucking jacked. I know he was probably more jacked than back in the day, but he's jacked now. Look at him. Looks very much in shape. he looks very good, but then again, there's like a lot of unhealthy stuff that goes into like shit like that. Who will Cody feud next? Honestly, like probably Gunther. That's what people are wanting for some reason. Gunther after he lost the Intercontinental Championship. Um, that's probably what's going to happen. Probably. It's probably going to be the fallout. Now Gunther comes out and something or something. I don't know what the whole thing of the situation with Gunther versus Cody. I don't know why people love Gunther so much. I, for one, I mean, he's probably very talented from what I've seen, but his only moveset is chop, powerbomb, Boston Crab. That's not really much of a moveset. Like, didn't people like shit on John Cena for having 5 moves of doom, and so did Roman Reigns? Why why is this guy only doing 3 moves? Like, holy shit, dude. What are people thinking? And the bike guy can actually fairly cut a promo. Not that he's really bad at it. I don't think he's bad, but he's not good either. He's okay. His promo ability isn't good. It's not bad. It's just meh. Meh. It's enough to get by. I don't understand why that's the whole thing to go by, but that's what they're doing. That's what they want to see. I don't understand that either. I really don't understand the whole thing. Like when Vince McMahon told him to lose weight, he actually lost weight. And I don't know why they just don't challenge him more. Like he showed self improvement. Why not make this guy put in this guy's situation where he has to grow more? Okay, do more than 1 move. Change it up a bit. Change make Matt seem stand out more. Like any match he's doing is just a chop chop, whatever, whatever. I don't think Gunther just yet. I think Cody and the Rock feud is not over yet. Well, to come to think of it, I already. If you caught my explanation throughout some of the live, I've talked about how the only it can't really be over yet. There has to be an explanation. There has to be a reason why all this happened. So the match itself can't be done just yet. Just yet. There has to be a reason why all of this is happening. There has to be a reason why those guys were there. The Bloodline story can't be over yet, logically speaking, because now there's really no reason for it to be over. Now, the one thing they probably will say, and I'm just making a guess, is if they do capitalize on it, and if they do, John and John and the Undertaker give a reason why they were there in the first place. They want to stop the Bloodline or something. That is the only way to make that work. The Bloodline story has a reason to continue. There is a reason for Roman to have animosity, and if Roman wants to leave now, I think you're fucked. I think the match itself is kind of messed up, but I guess you can make it work with The Rock. But other than that, what else are you gonna do? There's no way. There's no other way to make it work, other than the fact that now 2 different people are feuding with the Bloodline now. The same people that had nothing to do with it, but now are there, and just booked there for the sake of booking there. You can book there. It can't just be for Cody. It just can't be. Because those two, realistically speaking and logically speaking, wouldn't care about Cody Rhodes. Like they wouldn't be there if they thought it wouldn't benefit themselves. There has to be some sort of benefit or benefit of what they like or what they care about. What are they hoping for? What are they wanting to gain from this? What are they hoping to achieve? If it was just winning the WWE title for Cody Rhodes, and why? Well, what does that really do for you? Is that are you like a Mark fan of this shit? Like, get out of here. Ugh. Still 1,000 was great. I know like 9 people showed up and shit. I like those ratings, bruh. I want to know. Hold on. Actually, I started QA. Oh, never mind. I'll do a poll question. What premiere should I do? Should I do? RWM 40 honest review or not that one. Or how about Sam Punk is a stupid. There we go. Let's see how this goes. There we go. I got it up there, so let's see what people think. How long do you think Cody will keep that on till he loses it? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. It just depends who. I guess it just depends who likes Cody more, or it depends who Triple H favors more in this moment. One point, boy, vote for CM Punk is a stupid bitch. But either way, I don't think it would just really depend on who Paul Levesque likes more at the time. And if he likes a certain individual more, he loves Seth Rollins. He loves Seth Rollins. So, so best bet, if Seth Rollins turns heel, I would count. I would honestly count his lucky blessings for the fact that Seth Rollins isn't a heel yet. That or Seth Rollins is put in the match with him in the first place, and there you go. 2 votes for CM Punk is a stupid bitch. Yeah. The CM Punk is a stupid bitch thing would actually be a lot more research I would have to do. I mean, there's already things I have known, but it would just have to be put things together in chronological order and get it into deep depth dive. Because I think the best way to get your point across on something is to go in depth onto it and explain every cranny detail of why you think he's a stupid bitch. I actually used to like CM Punk. Don't get me wrong. CM Punk was the person that got me into pro wrestling for a few reasons. When I first watched WWE 2012, first match I ever saw, CM Punk versus Mark Henry. CM Punk is a great storyteller. He's a great in-ring performer. He is a great promo. He had some of the best storylines, and he brought John Cena to his best matches, in my opinion. CM Punk did get me into pro wrestling. That much I'll say. I think he's really good. I don't know if you're there listening, because some people keep coming and going. That being said, ever since he showed up to AEW, it's kind of been like fakeness. He got into fights backstage. He started like talking shit about this company he works in, especially when Tony Khan was giving him everything. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Tony Khan. I don't like the way he runs the business. But it's just the fact that um shit, like if you put this in perspective, like for instance, if you watch the medium scrum where CM Punk is just going off, he throws a big temper tantrum. A big temper tantrum. I mean, like a stupid big temper tantrum. And still, like, he starts making cuss words, started burying Adam Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, this guy, that guy. I don't like these people. He just went off. He started burying Adam um, Cole Cabana. Talked about his bank account with it he had with his mother. Like, he's talking about things he shouldn't be talking about, and he's acting like a spoiled bitch. I don't think CM Punk is innocent. He knows he has a lot of fans and can get away with it. That's the thing. But that's not what I'm meaning, though. He acted like a bitch. He acts like this spoiled little entitled little shit. That he was given his own show. On a podcast, he was like, I didn't want it, but he acts like he's the fucking leader of the fucking locker room. Especially when he just got there. Tony Khan like gave him the world, and he acted like, oh, I could do whatever I want. Even in the interview, was like, no, you can't disrespect the cup. You can't disrespect the company. Only I can. Like, bro, that little entitled little shit, dude. Who the fuck? He thinks he's like God or something. I don't get it. Like, his fans, I don't care about his fans. You can be a fan of his work. I'm a fan of his works that he did in 2011. I'm a fan of it. I think it's one of the best works his works of all time. I'd sometimes go and revisit them. But objectively speaking, he's a dumb bitch. I don't dislike CM Punk, but objectively speaking, he is a dumb shit person. He acts like a stupid person. He acts like a prick. He's an asshole, right? He tried to pick fights with people. He got in a fight backstage. Okay, he gets in fights backstage, right? He complains when things don't go his way, and he shits on a company that was giving him all the stuff, his own show, this, and that, and he goes out there and shits on Tony Khan. Well, he can't lead. You can't lead. Problem was he wasn't leading you. Problem was he let you act like a dumb spoiled brat on the media scrum. Problem is he was giving him things and he gave him too much, which gave CM Punk the idea that yeah, I'm this shit. Even so, he probably act like a dumb spoiled little brat anyway because he was acting the same way. It turns out that way in WWE. He wanted things, so Vince fired him. Though for kind of dumb reasons, to be honest, but still. That's just who CM Punk is. He wants something. He wants something. You give him it, and he's never happy. It's not enough. He's the victim, despite the fact that he's the one kind of starting shit with people. When Jack Perry started calling him out, he went up to him and was like, "You want to take this outside?" Or was that somebody else? Yeah, somebody else said something on Twitter about the Young Bucks and CM Punk. He was like, "You want to take this outside? You want to take this outside?" You know, right? He tried to be intimidating and all that shit with threatening to beat people up. Remember that one? Also, he acts like I'm quitting the company. Yeah, keep in mind, he was suspended. And at the time when he was suspended, he was saying, I quit, but then they promised me my own show. No, they suspended you because you got in the backstage brawl, idiots. Fucking dumbass. You can, like, listen, you can dislike the Young Bucks. You can dislike Kenny Omega. I'm not saying like those guys. I'm not saying they're innocent. But Punk was like just causing is just a causing is a problem making person. He's a cancer. Like, and it's sad because like you appreciate the works he's done, but at the same time, he's put on a pedestal when he doesn't need to be put on a pedestal. And then anytime somebody mentions all these things, some fan is like, "Oh, he's in your head," or he's defending himself. I don't think defending yourself by trashing the company you worked for that was trying to give you the freaking world only for you to be fired because you can't act like a human being. How is that his fault? He had no other choice but to fire you. I do agree with you, Zachariah Khan. I do agree with you. But my whole point is, I'm not trying to sit here and say I like CM Punk over these guys. I do, but at the same time, objectively speaking, CM Punk was majorly in the wrong. And he's talking about all the slanderous things people are telling him. What is the slander? What's the slander? You got Colt Cabana fired? That's a rumor. That's not slander. That's a rumor. I never did that. You're slandering me. It's a fucking rumor. Yeah, sometimes the best response is no response. But the guy had the audacity to come out and fucking throw all these people like people are lying about me in the company. Like, if you're that fucking paranoid, why are you working there? The guy's a fucking dumb, stupid bitch. He's a stupid bitch. He doesn't know how to. He's in impulse. He has lack of impulse control. Like he's not. He's unable to control himself when situations of confrontation. Like he seems to be a very confrontational person. Like he just loves to have problems for some reason. He sure does. He sure does. But meanwhile, those are the same companies that gave him WWE title, that gave him opportunity to get cut promos, gave him some of the best storylines he was a part of. It's not good enough. Granted, AEW attempted to give him more, and all CM Punk wanted was just a main event of WrestleMania. But again, they did give him a lot. And I do think that CM Punk could have main evented at WrestleMania in the near future if he just stayed there and just kind of like, you know, did what he was supposed to do. But at the same time, he felt mistreated, which I get. I get it. You don't like the company you work for. But then it's just like I feel mistreated in a company of a bunch of people because somebody made something up about me or something. That's what it was. That's what it really started was. Somebody made a rumor about CM Punk got Colt Cabana fired, and some article kind of talked about it of what I guess just went around, and CM Punk ran around the locker room like, "Oh, somebody's lying about me. Who's lying about me? Talk to me in my face." Oh, by the way, about that interview, I noticed this one. Remember when CM Punk was like, "If you have a problem with me, talk to me in my face." And then in the interview, when Colt Cabana tried to confront him, he was like, "Don't talk to me without my lawyer." He said that in the interview. He said that in the interview. Dude, it's so funny. What a fucking bitch. He's a stupid bitch. He's a contradicting, stupid little bitch. And I don't say that because I hate CM Punk. I say that because it's a fact. He's a stupid bitch. A very stupid bitch. I know people I guess people want that premiere. CM Punk is a stupid bitch. I guess I can get that working. Honestly, the WrestleMania 40 would be a much easier one, but at the same time, CM Punk says stupid bitch would be a funny video to make. Just like the mocking I would do. By the way, if I do that video, it's going to be like viewer discretion is advised because I'm just going to be the most snarky, condescending, cocky little shit on planet Earth. Just talking shit about the guy because honestly, like it's warranted, and the guy is get put on a pedestal for the no, just because he's CM Punk. Hmm. And either way, I do hope like I do really do hope like AEW kind of improves. I don't trust Tony Khan. Oh shit, it's matching. Oh shit, it's matching. Holy shit. So I keep it up more often and see what happens. But like I would like to do both actually. Like WrestleMania 40 being easier, just a whole breakdown. but it's just mocking Triple H's booking somewhat. But the CM Punk video would be much more in depth dive and much more research, but more funny. Either one could work. Either one would be fun to make because if one's easier, the other one just the amount of freaking history he has with being an asshole. You can absolutely find a lot to do with that. WrestleMania 40, yeah, those videos would be good to make. What was my favorite match on WrestleMania 40? If I really do have to pick one in my top of my head, uh, I'm gonna have to say the Uso match. The Uso match, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Though it wasn't the best, but it was something I was looking forward to, so I do like the match. I know some people like the Bailey versus Sky match or Becky versus uh, Rhea Ripley. Some people love the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, or Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, or Damian Priest casting. Jey Uso versus Jimmy was just organic to me. Oh, then again, there's LA Knight versus AJ Styles, so it's one of those two. I'm picking yeah, it was LA Knight versus AJ. I picked that one. It's a good match. Good match. Oh wait, did he? He kicked ISO Speed. ISO Speed was there, because I only watched some of the parts of the matches, but I never even paid attention to that. He actually kicks ISO Speed. ISO Speed was legitimately there. Holy shit! Yeah, I don't get why WWE is bringing all these YouTube streamers on. Like I don't get it. Well, what's why? I don't know why WWE is even bringing them on. What's with all these freaking I all these freaking streamers becoming pro wrestlers? They're becoming boxers, pro wrestlers, and shit. What's next? They're gonna become fucking football players, basketball players, or something. And then again, there are basketball playing YouTubers and shit, so that already exists. All right, uh, so ISO Speed was actually dressed up in a Prime bottle outfit. So okay, okay, well that happened, I guess. Yeah, the, the world of sports is becoming so weird. Let's just book people on certain occasions. Does it make sense to do it? I guess so. Hold up. Yeah, that's WWE. Hopefully, hopefully one more vote comes in then and says, "Oh, I want this one." Yeah, I'm hoping for another vote. So I got like 4 votes so far, and it's tied with 50-50. Yeah, it seems so. Depending on what I do and which one wins, Simpunk one would be a shit talking video. Basically, the WrestleMania would be just a review of what I honestly think it really is and the problems with it. So either way, I think it's gonna be fun videos no matter what. Uh, Sammy versus Gunther. Yeah, that was a fun match. Fun match, but Sami Zayn. What I think Sami Zayn should do is get some exercise in more. I would like to see him exercise a bit more. I think that would be a good for him. I want him to look at least attempt to look like a fit individual. He just kind of just looks like a neckbeard with a bunch of hair on his chest. So I'm hoping some guys just learn to um, exercise at least. By the way, who won Randy Orton? Who won the triple threat between KO, Randy, and Logan Paul? I didn't see that one. Who won that one? I really want to know. Yeah, let's just see if Sami Zayn can get some muscle on him because you can. He's gonna get some muscle on him. Logan Paul won. Okay, so at least he's still champion. I think LA Knight should be the one to take out Logan Paul for the U.S. title. The guy deserves a championship around his waist. The guy can cut great promos. He's good. So let's give that to LA Knight because honestly, a championship run is long overdue for him. We need to give him something. Yeah, you were most over at around like around SummerSlam, and we just never capitalized on it. So here you go. At least give him like a consolation prize. And retained. I know he retained. He's the United States champion. Poor doggos want food. Yeah, we're gonna see. So either way, so we're tied with WrestleMania 40, and CM Punk is a stupid bitch. So I don't know if the poll's gonna go up at all because I don't see the poll going up. Yeah, it's not gonna go up. So um, perhaps and just maybe perhaps I could do both at once. What do you think? You think I could do both at once? If somebody gives an extra vote, so maybe somebody gives an extra vote, but do you think I could do both at once? Make two videos in one and upload them both in the same day in different time frames? Who knows? Who knows? They're tied, so I have said everything I would like to say. So my question is, any more? If anybody else wants to ask about something, ask away. Ask away. I think I can actually not close. Like what is what do you whatever. I'm supposed to ask a question. Because I've said everything I needed to say. I just need to start premiere on two things now. And one. I think somebody just got into a different route and made it tied. Or maybe somebody else comes in and votes for one of these two. So I think I'll leave it at this. There we go. 50-50. All right. I actually appreciated some of you coming in. So thanks for watching this little dumb stream I did. I fixed my internet connection throughout the portion of the stream, and I hope people did enjoy it for what it is. So I know I'm not much of somebody, but either way, have a nice day. Thank you for coming by and stopping by. I'll get those videos popping out soon. See ya.